Character of the Week. As a fan of 80s and 90s cartoons and independent and obscure comic book characters, today's Character of the Week is Bucky O'Hare. In the late 1970s, Continuity Comics released Bucky O'Hare, created by Larry Hama, who was the writer, who wrote for both Marvel and DC, most famously G.I. Joe comics, and Michael Golden is the one who did the illustration for it. Now, in this parallel universe, they follow the storylines of the United Animal Federation versus the Sinister Toads, so mammals and amphibians, in space. The Toad Empire is led by a computer system known as Complex. It's pretty much like this omnipresent, manipulative, brainwashing computer program. So it's pretty much Animal Farm meets Star Wars meets 1984. Now we follow Captain Bucky O'Hare, who's the leader of the crew for a ship called the Righteous Indignation. Rounding out the rest of the crew, you have Dead-Eyed Duck, which is a four-armed pirate duck who's the gun runner. Jenny, who is his first mate, but she's also like a telepathic cat. Bruiser, who is a baboon or a monkey or gorilla or whatever, but he was killed. AFC Blinky, which is their resident machine, and Willie DeWitt, who is a young man who travels in between dimensions. As long as the machine is running on both sides, he can travel back and forth. Ironically, in the issue, in the comics, his parents unwittingly turned the machine off and left him trapped in the other dimension with animals. That's sad, yo. Hey kid, you're trapped with us forever? We could use another engineer. There. Now, let's fast forward to the 90s when the anthropomorphic craze was going big because of things like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And if you know anything about the 80s and 90s cartoons, you know that they were pretty much a money laundry scheme for toys. So who better than make a franchise for more anthropomorphic action figures than, say, Bucky O'Hare? Hence the new TV series that came out, Bucky O'Hare and the Toad Wars. Now obviously they had to soften some of the harder edges that the comic had for them to make it more digestible for kids in cartoon world, such as Bruiser, who was the engineer who was killed. They said that he was sent to another dimension in the TV show. Willie DeWitt, while he was trapped in the comics in that world, he was actually able to pass back and forth in the cartoon. So whenever they need someone or need his help or engineer, they can call upon him and he'll find a way to transfer from that dimension over. Dead-Eyed Duck curses less. The phrase, their catchphrase for the show, let's croak us some toads.
Let's croak us some toads!
Yeah, they just straight up just said, let's murder people. But hey, it was only 13 episodes, so even though it lasted one season, it was a very short run for what could have been a very popular cartoon. It had all the themes that could be hitting for more of a franchise. It had video games in the works. It had an arcade machine, an NES console version. The only thing that ironically killed it was the thing that was trying to get it to sell, which was the toys. They made equal number of good guy toys and bad guy toys. So when people bought all the good guy toys and a few bad guy toys, there were more bad guy toys on the shelf, which led to like not as much profit. You know, if only they just sold or created more good guy toys and bad. Anyway, supply and demand, don't worry about it. So we salute you, Captain Bucky O'Hare, for being green. I don't know. I always thought it was a cool cartoon, had a great theme song. But anyway, back to you guys. Like, share, subscribe.